The 2005 film V for Vendetta has become iconic for its powerful storytelling, political undertones, and the unforgettable masked character of V. However, the actor who brought this mysterious anti-hero to life was not the original choice. Initially, English actor James Purefoy was cast as V, but after only a few weeks of filming, he left the project. The role ultimately went to Hugo Weaving, whose portrayal brought depth and mystery to the character. But why did Purefoy leave, and how did the change impact the film? Let's dive into the story behind the mask. James Purefoy's initial casting and departure. James Purefoy, known for his versatile roles in historical dramas and thrillers, seemed like a natural choice to play V. In V for Vendetta, adapted from Alan Moore and David Lloyd's graphic novel, V is a vigilante who hides his identity behind a Guy Fawkes mask, fighting a dystopian regime with wit and ferocity. However, Purefoy's departure from the project shortly after production started left fans wondering what went wrong. Rumors initially circulated that Purefoy left due to discomfort with the mask, which he would need to wear for the entirety of his screen time. In an interview with Sci-Fi, director James McTeague mentioned that Purefoy wasn't comfortable in the mask, a statement that led to speculation about the actor's commitment to the role. However, Purefoy later clarified in interviews that his decision was not due to the mask itself, but rather creative differences. McTeague confirmed this, describing Purefoy as a talented actor but acknowledging that their visions for the character of V diverged. Ultimately, both agreed to part ways. The challenges of acting behind the mask. One unique challenge of portraying V is that the character's face is entirely hidden. This requires an actor to convey emotion, intensity, and nuance without relying on facial expressions. According to McTeague, while Purefoy excelled in his craft, the mask presented a unique obstacle that they hadn't fully anticipated. The mask restricted Purefoy's primary acting tool, his face. The director acknowledged in a later interview that Purefoy's talents are particularly expressive, and the mask was simply too limiting for him to embody V as the story required. Enter Hugo Weaving, who had already worked with McTeague and the Wachowskis on the Matrix trilogy, where he famously played the antagonist Agent Smith. Weaving's experience with mask work and his background in theater made him an ideal fit. As McTeague described it, Weaving saved the film by perfectly adapting to the masked role on his very first take. Why Hugo Weaving was perfect for V. Hugo Weaving brought a distinct energy to the role of V, transforming what could have been a mere costume into a deeply enigmatic character. One of the most memorable scenes, according to McTeague, was V's confrontation with Evie, Natalie Portman, in which she realizes he has orchestrated her imprisonment to free her from fear. Weaving managed to convey all the complex emotions of this interaction with just his voice and body language, as the mask obscured his face. McTeague was so impressed that he described Weaving's first take as a moment of relief, realizing that the last-minute casting change had given the film exactly what it needed. Weaving's voice acting also played a critical role. Since the mask muffled his lines, much of his dialogue had to be dubbed in post-production. This required Weaving to perform each line with the same level of intensity as he had on set, essentially delivering two performances. The final result was a voice that resonated with a blend of menace, mystery, and charisma, capturing the character's essence in a way that Purefoy, with his expressive face hidden, had struggled to achieve. The legacy of the recasting decision. Looking back, it's clear that the decision to recast V was pivotal to the success of V for Vendetta. Purefoy's departure was unfortunate, but it ultimately allowed Weaving to step in and bring something unique to the character. His portrayal helped turn V into a cultural icon, with the Guy Fawkes mask becoming a symbol for anti-authoritarian movements worldwide. V for Vendetta has left a lasting legacy as both a cinematic achievement and a political statement. The combination of McTeague's directorial vision, the Wachowskis' screenplay adaptation, and Weaving's performance solidified the film's status as a cult classic. In the end, Weaving's portrayal became inseparable from the character of V, embodying the dual role of man and idea, a figure who stands against oppression with an unforgettable voice, hidden behind a mask. Though James Purefoy didn't ultimately stay in the role, his brief involvement added to the mystique surrounding V. Today, Fans can appreciate the complexities that went into casting the character, knowing that sometimes, even with talented actors, a perfect fit can only be found through trial and adjustment. V for Vendetta is a testament to the power of collaboration and the unpredictable nature of the filmmaking process.